Well, hey, you guys, it is the start of a new year, which is really exciting when it comes to your money because no matter where you were financially in 2023, now is a new year, new hope, new possibilities. It is so great. So you've got 12 months of budgeting, saving, and investing in front of you, and I want to make sure that you are set up for success. So let's talk about some mistakes that you need to avoid to win with investing specifically in 2024. So the first investment mistake to avoid is investing before you're ready. So investing before you're ready can really slow down your progress in other areas of your money. So when we talk about the Ramsey baby steps, we always talk about the first couple that are really important, and that's to be completely out of debt, consumer debt, and have a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. So once you have that baseline set, then you can move on to investing. And a lot of people want to keep their company match for retirement and different things, which I get because when you run the numbers and you see compound interest and you're thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to take me 2 years to get out of debt, another 12 months to save up my emergency fund, that's close to almost 3 years of not investing, and that freaks people out, which I hear you. But it's amazing when you are so focused with your income, especially on those two steps, you get through them so much quicker, and it sets you up for a strong financial foundation, which is what we are going for. So then after that, you can start investing. And when you start investing, which we'll talk about later in this video, make sure just not to go all in with the single stocks or the Robinhood app, which is can be really addicting because you're oh yeah, I can basically trade out stocks whenever, or cryptocurrency, all this stuff. You want to make sure that you're investing in things with a long track record. All right, the second investment mistake to avoid is keeping your emergency fund in a traditional savings account rather than a high yield savings account. So with a traditional savings account, again, you're not going to make as much on your money versus a high yield or a money market account. So when you have your 3 to 6 months of expenses, we do look at this account more as insurance, not an investment. So I don't want you investing that amount of money into the market because I want you to be able to get to it quickly if you need it. And again, this kind of hurts some people because they see that amount of money and they're thinking, oh my gosh, if I invested that, in index funds or in the market, I could make, 9, 10, 11%. And it's just sitting here in a money market account or a high yield savings. But that's the point. We want to be able to get to it quickly. So for that amount of money, let it sit in one of those accounts. But again, instead of just a traditional savings account, do a high yield or a money market because you're going to be able to still get it if you need it, but it's not invested in the market. All right, the third investment mistake to avoid is not investing in real estate when you're able to. So once you're out of debt and you have a fully funded emergency fund, buying a house is the next best step for you. So when you look to save for your down payment, you want at least 5% down. And this is a big part of your whole financial picture because investing in real estate and in your primary home is something that's a really great avenue for your money. And a lot of people want to rush the step. They want to go and buy a home when they have tons of debt and no savings. And that's not a good plan because then your house becomes a burden and a curse rather than a blessing. So you want to be in a financial position when you are ready to buy, but then when you are ready, do it. Do it. I mean, it is such a big part of your financial picture is owning a home, and it's a great place to put your money. Now, real estate is something that a lot of people talk about with investing, but I would not go beyond your just primary residence with investing in real estate until it's paid off and you have money, cash, to go do some real estate investing elsewhere. I would not want to take on debt for any of that. All right, the fourth investment mistake to avoid in 2024 is investing less than 15% of your take-home pay in retirement. So once you're out of debt and you have that fully funded emergency fund, that's when you want to invest 15% of your income. And you want 15% of your income, no less. 15 is a great point. And you don't really need to go more on top of that 15% until after kids' college is taken care of and your house is paid off. Then you can go max out everything else. But that 15% is really, really key to start. So when you look at your 15%, the way you can kind of break this up is if your company matches, let's say, 6%, okay? Or they match 5%. So if they match 5%, that 5% that they match is not included in the 15%. It's the 5 that you put in. So you put in 5% up to their match. That means you have 10% of your income left to invest. So a Roth IRA is a great option there. And if you max that out, you can go back to your 401k. Now, the fifth investment mistake to avoid this year is not taking advantage of an ESA or a 529 for your kids' college. So again, once you're out of debt, have that fully funded emergency fund, and you're investing 15% of your income into retirement, kids' college is the next step. And so there's some great options there for savings for college. So an ESA is an educational savings account. And it's a great option, but you can only invest up to $2,000 a year, and there's an income limit. So if you make a certain amount of money, you will not qualify for an ESA. So if you want to invest more than $2,000 or you don't meet the income requirements for it, a 529 plan is another fantastic option. And in fact, a 529 plan really is one of the best places to put your money for your kids' college or for any educational expenses. The sixth investment mistake to avoid this year is not increasing your investments over time. So like I said earlier, once your house is paid off and you have no debt, you have an emergency fund, that's where you can gradually really start increasing your efforts when it comes to investing. You can go and look to say, hey, can we start maxing out some of this stuff? Can we max out our Roth IRA? Can we max out our 401k? And there's other options like your HSA. That's another great retirement vehicle to use. So there's a lot of things out there to look to start to max out your retirement and your investing, which is fabulous. But again, that's after your house is paid off. So when it comes to your house, we always say to do a 15-year fixed rate, and most people on the Ramsey plan pay off their house in 7 to 8 years. They actually do it in way less time, which is amazing. So instead of having your home for 30 years that you're paying a mortgage on for 30 years, man, pay it off. So that way you can go and max out all of your other retirement and investing, because that is what's beautiful. So again, if you're on baby steps 4 through 6, don't stay on cruise control. Really start looking to say, hey, what other places can I take my money to go and invest? So again, baby step 4 is investing 15% of your income into retirement. Baby step 5 is kids' college. Baby step 6 is paying the house off early. So you get those knocked out, you guys, and you're on baby step 7, which is continuing to invest, build wealth, and be extremely generous. All right, last but not least, the 7th investing mistake to avoid in 2024 is not working with a pro. So listen, working with somebody who does this day in and day out, I think is so important, especially when you're looking at retirement specifically and kids' college. When you're looking at this, they're able to look at the full picture. They're able to help you invest your money in good mutual funds. And a really great investment pro is going to look at your overall financial picture. They're going to be able to help you and look at taxes, some strategy, what to do with your money. Having somebody in your corner, you guys, I think is really important. So make sure to check out Smart Investor Pros. You can go to RamseySolutions.com, find one in your area. There should be a couple that pull up in your area, and go and interview people and say, hey, when I sit down with them, do they have the heart of a teacher? Are they kind? Do I feel like I'm not intimidated by them? I can ask questions, I can learn. You want somebody in your corner who knows what they're doing and is willing to sit down with you and have a conversation. If you feel gross with somebody and you're like, that person's, I don't like them, then don't put your money with them. Don't do it. No. But investing is such a niche part of money, and there's people out there, they live and breathe this stuff day in and day out. Have those people in your corner. All right, make sure to send this video to a friend who needs an easy, accessible overview of investing and all of its best practices. And remember, you guys, to take control of your money and create a life you love.